Hi, I'm Zachary Cross with PC Mag, and today we're checking back in with Dell's exciting concept NYX.
It's been exactly 1 year since we last saw Alienware's concept NYX, one of Dell's exciting concepts that originally debuted at CES 2022. In a nutshell, NYX seeks to harness the power of edge computing to bring high-performance gaming to every screen in your home. That goal hasn't changed, but at a demo just before CES 2023, the Dell team showed off some new ideas around NYX. One of them hopes to change the way we play, while the others may change the way we connect with each other in the working world. NYX's update for 2023 might not seem like much at first glance. Last year's demo showed us how you could play games in front of a TV off of a NYX home server, but we did use controllers when we tried it back then. But the evolution of the concept wants to go beyond just controlling your gaming. As a start, Dell showed off a new prototype of a game controller that also serves as a remote control. It actually had the company's Alienware branding on it. Essentially, the NYX remote is a smart remote that will automatically optimize itself for the type of game you're playing, or instantly recognize who is playing the game, placing you exactly where you left off. It's a lofty goal, but it's one that can very well be a literal game changer. Alienware has also made a concerted effort to boil down the typical mouse and keyboard to the size of a typical console controller, without losing much functionality. In the controller prototype sample you see here, a touch-based OmniPad replaces the traditional D-pad, allowing for directional customization. A shift button tucked behind the grip of the controller allows gamers to program more options and do button combinations. And a set of scroll bars at the center work like a scroll wheel on the mouse does. You can skip through menus, inventories, and in-game weaponry. Alienware is also experimenting with haptic feedback and self-adjusting variable resistance thumbsticks. The idea is that the controller will give as much, or as little, feedback as wanted. Plus, an intelligent touchpad allows for customization on the fly, eliminating frequent trips to the settings menu. If you forget the changes you made, you can enable the fully customizable intelligent on-screen controls and remind yourself what buttons you remapped. All of this is aimed to make the experience of gaming on a big screen as personalized as possible for the user, whether you're playing on a family TV or splitting the screen to play two independently streamed games at once. But Alienware's second update takes Concept NYX's intelligent edge ecosystem and envisions its use beyond gaming. In our next demo, we use spatial cameras and AI to generate a simple avatar that we would use to represent ourselves in a virtual meeting space. Once our avatar was created, we stepped into a group meeting being held in a bunch of places at once, in person and in VR, and over a desktop screen. In VR, we were able to work in a virtual space, taking notes and even pictures, pasting them upon a virtual whiteboard. The board was shared instantaneously with those working in person who were actually observing this in another demo room at the same time. The in-person crew could even peek into our virtual office space through their own whiteboard, and using a tablet and stylus could write and send notes directly to our virtual space. Dell also had a desktop configuration worked into this theoretical workspace as a stop in between both realities. This desktop had a glasses-free 3D display that produced an augmented reality object that the desktop user could manipulate. The desktop user sat in on the meeting as well, using a special mouse that allowed them to interact with the virtual space, while a tablet sat nearby that displayed notes coming from the shared whiteboard. One application allowed us to explode a laptop and tinker with the virtual insides, but that was just one example of its prospective uses. It's clear that Concept NYX is still very much a wide-ranging concept, one that can be applied to many different use cases. The jury's still out on whether the concept is economically feasible or if the tech is mature enough for casual users to understand and use properly. But Dell's efforts look promising, and we're eager to see which of Dell's grand ideas will trickle down into their consumer and enterprise catalogs in the future.
That's it for Concept NYX. Be sure to check out PCMag.com for more CES coverage.